Hey Rebels, if you're into golf and trading, we have the ultimate experience for you. Market Rebellion is sponsoring a tent on the historic 17th hole at the Players Championship, TPC Sawgrass, on March 10th through the 13th. John, Pete, all of our analysts and a bunch of special guests are going to be there. It comes with a 4-day all-exclusive VIP pass to the entire Players Championship tournament at TPC Sawgrass. That includes hotel accommodations as well as food and drink for all 4 days. We're going to be doing live trading on Thursday and Friday. We're going to do a Topgolf cocktail reception Thursday night and a champions dinner on Sunday night with a bunch of golf in between. It's going to be a ton of fun. We can't wait to see you out there. That's March 10th through the 13th at TPC Sawgrass. The Rebellion is coming to the Players Championship. Go to marketrebellion.com/golf and sign up today.
Good morning. I'm Pete Najarian. This is the Take on Monday morning. And gosh, I got to tell you how excited we are, especially when you look at how the markets actually closed last week. Just amazing once again. And the movement is just extraordinary. There's no other words. I take a look and suddenly you look at a stock, for instance, or an ETF. Let's take a look at the Dow. About 1,000-point move. We're almost getting used to those kind of moves. It's really something in amazement. And this is not normal, but it is normal for the month of January, which ends today. We'll see if this continues into February. But I'll tell you what, when you look at the Dow moving, as I say, and then the final 90 minutes or so, just exploding to the upside. Same thing with the NASDAQ. They were in dislocation on many occasions in the past. They are right in concert with one another movement-wise. At least they were last week, and certainly on Friday. When you look at that movement and you look at that huge run to the upside in the final 90 minutes, you look over at the S&P up 100 points. You look over at the Dow, it finished up 560 points. You look over at the NASDAQ, it finishes up over 400 points to the upside. Just amazing. And I'll tell you what else was amazing. Volumes. We're pushing right up against, again, that 50 million mark, right around 49.5 million contracts. You know what led? You probably already know. It was Apple. Yes, post earnings. Apple, 3.4 million contracts trading in Apple. Sprinkle in 2 million more in Tesla, and you get an idea. There you are with a little over 5, call it 5.5 million contracts of that near 50 million. But then it was spread apart pretty nicely across so many different sectors, and primarily looking at semiconductors, a lot of the different NASDAQ and tech-related stocks, all of that. Crude right around that 87 level. You take a look over at the 10-year. It's right near 1.8, but a little bit below there. This, we're talking about Friday. We had volatility in a pretty decent range once again, 27 to 33. Finished on that lower end, of course, as we started to really scream to the upside. A lot of that volatility and that pricing of the weekend starts to come into play. So we finished right around 2750, 2760 for the volatility index. The sectors that were leading us on Friday, absolutely, you know it, because it's Apple, because it's Microsoft, because it's Tesla. You look and you take a look over at technology. Technology up about 4.5%, just a 4.5% day for technology. Semiconductors also up significantly, up a couple of percent as well. Financials had a nice turn and burn to the upside. And I'll tell you, consumer discretionary was all over the place, but finished the day up over 2%. So gives you a little bit of a highlight of exactly some of the areas that were really pushing the markets around in a big way. And I'll tell you, we talk about this a lot, but you look at American Express and you look at Visa and you look at MasterCard, an unbelievable performance day on Friday. Apple, 7% move to the upside, a lot of that coming later in the day, but just screaming to the upside. And of course, you know, when I was on the show on Thursday on the halftime report, Scott asked me, he said, hey, Pete, so what do you think about Apple? Not what do you like, what do you think? I said, did you take a look at what happened with Microsoft? I said, we're talking about a $2 trillion company. And look at that movement. Same thing with Apple. You look at it, it's nearly a $3 trillion. It has been a $3 trillion company market cap. But you take a look at this near that $3 trillion level, and the growth is still there, and the margins are still there. And it's just absolutely incredible. And so the leadership of those biggies, those big, massive, stocks, really has been something that has been buoying and pulling up the markets. There's no doubt about that. Smaller name, but still had a great performance. How about something like a Juniper, Datadog, also with a really nice couple of days back to back, been pushing to the upside. Zscaler, which Don't often talk about that one. We talk about those, reopen and some of those that closed up and all the rest of it that are out there. But a lot of different things definitely going on. You look at Salesforce, had a great day as well. Home Depot, Microsoft. I mentioned Tesla. There was not everything was great. We had some areas of the market that actually did not perform as well. In the EV space, I look over at something like Lucid, not so great. Freeport Mac, one of my favorites, not so great. So not everything was working. There's no doubt about that. Caterpillar with a bit of a pullback after some monster moves this past week as well. Western Digital, sort of the same thing. So we come in out of the weekend, a little bit of pressure on the markets after that huge run in the last 90 minutes. So you look over at the Dow, it's down about 180 points. But the NASDAQ, on the other hand, in positive territory. For the most part, I believe the NASDAQ has been in positive territory throughout the session. As a matter of fact, exploding in the first hour of trade, up about 250 points. You look over at the Dow, it recovered, it flipped around, it was down 170 at the lower end, 140. Next thing you know, we've popped into positive territory and holding up about 50 points. Now that's moving. We all know all these are moving all over the place. So that was just about 5 or 10 minutes ago that we'd seen some of those numbers. And a nice performance out of the S&P. I should bring that up a little more often, up about 30 points as well after being down 12 points in the pre-market. So a pretty nice flip for the S&P. We're looking at oil, call it in the 86, a little bit of 87s, but a little bit closer to the 86s right now. Volatility index really not in a huge range yet, but still holding right around that 27 level. It got below there, but somewhere call it in the upper 26s, mid to low 27s. That's where we're seeing volatility. 10-year just kind of planted there, right as it's been, 178, 18, somewhere in that area. But consumer discretion bouncing really nice again. That was one of the leaders early, and then it really started to take off. That was what was really sort of pulling some of the parts of the market for sure. And technology started off the day up about a little less than 0.5%. Next thing you know, you blink, it's up 250 on the NASDAQ, but you look at technology up about 1.5%, semiconductors up a little over 2.5%. That's where you're getting a lot of that push. Not as much from financials. Not, as a matter of fact, last I looked, it was still in the red, down 0.25%, maybe a little bit more than that. Consumer staples, same sort of a story. So a little bit of movement within, and there's different parts of the sectors that are certainly moving in the red, but also the green definitely dominating, at least early on. First hour, we are seeing that absolutely dominate. Where is it? It's Netflix, up about 5% or more. It's Tesla, up over 4%, probably more now. It's been moving up to the upside in an unbelievable pace. And microchip also contributing. Throw in a lot of the semiconductors, NXPI, AMD, NVIDIA, all of them having a really, really great performance day, at least early on. Chinese names contributing as well. You look at PDD, you look at NetEase, you look at Baidu, you look at JD, all those names doing well. There are names out there not doing as well. Take a look at the airlines, a little bit of pressure there. Some of the cruise lines as well, a little bit of pressure there. Caterpillar, Moderna, some of those names under some pressure. So I got two unusuals for you and then done for the day. We do have the cash flow portfolio a little bit later on. We do have WCCO radio. You can catch that streaming in about, a little less than a half hour or so. Should be a lot of fun. I'm joining one of my favorite people, Shaletta. She's just phenomenal on WCCO. Should be fun. She always brings it. She always brings the positivity, which we love. So two unusuals. Now, first, Tesla. Tesla has absolutely taken off since the second these unusuals hit. So I will say that. You just got to understand that. Stock was trading at 865. Last time I looked, it was trading over 900. But at 865, a buyer of 7,700 of the February 4th, that's this weekend, that's Friday, expiring options, the 900 strike options, $16 up to 24. You can imagine where they are now with the stock actually penetrating and moving up above that 900 level. So that's already on a big move. NVIDIA, a little bit less of a move, but a little higher than when he started with this unusual options that we're seeing. NVIDIA, these both hit almost right out of the gate today. And by the way, unusual option activity, first half hour, 45 minutes before we came on here, hour into the day, unbelievable amounts of unusual option activity across the board. And so many different levels, we are seeing it, so many different sectors. So NVIDIA, trading around 235.50, 16,000 of this Friday, February 4th, expiring calls, the 240 calls. They were paying about $3.50 up to about $5.20 or thereabouts. Unbelievable. We are seeing incredible volumes right out of the gate. We're seeing some massive option buying right out of the gate in just about everything that we are seeing right now. It's really, really the start of a really exciting day. I got to tell you, the movement that we were seeing out of the NASDAQ early, if it can hold on, but we all know this market can be very, very interesting and can move all over the place. So first hour of trade, at least, we're looking at a strong NASDAQ, a building up in the Dow, and certainly the S&P contributing as well. So we are seeing all the major indices really being a part of this nice move to the upside. We'll see if that continues through the rest of the day. Have a great day of trading. If you can, you're going to want to join us tonight. We got a great market rebellion. We do these round tables. Always going to be fun. Look forward to seeing you there. Take care.